So Keith, finally today, calm but cold. And it sounds like we're in for more of the same this weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of where we're at. Like, I think this weather is fine. I don't think it's going to bother anyone. It does get cold overnight tonight and especially tomorrow night. So some spots below zero.
Wow.
We've had a colder start to this season than previous couple, right? We've had a couple of actually cold stretches where we went a long time.
But I think based on what we had through October and November, I
know.
don't think people are really freaking out about it.
We just turned it hard at that point, and it's going to be cold again tonight. Current temperatures 14 in Rangeley, 26 in Portland, 26 in Bangor as well. Under clear skies, these temps will be able to drop really quickly. We had some clouds and some snow showers into the mountains today, but even those fizzled out, and so we're really quite clear on the satellite right now, and that's where we'll be overnight tonight, allowing those temperatures to fall. Dropped the computer model guidance by a couple of degrees in most spots, down to 5 in Berlin, 6 in Rangeley, 10 in Greenville. Might be a little warm, might be closer to 8 in Caribou as well, and then along the coastline we'll be in the mid-teens here, 14 in Wiscasset, 15 or so in Portland, 10 in Lewiston. So it's cold, quiet tonight. Tomorrow looks a lot like today, where it's bright, but temperatures don't necessarily really respond to that at all. We're in the upper 20s to right around 30 along the coastline, mid-20s or so inland, and then teens in the mountains I mentioned before. If you're thinking about skiing, they did get a little bit of snow after that storm, the rainstorm, and they've been making a lot of snow, but it is going to be cold, not only Saturday, but Sunday too, because tomorrow night, Saturday night, looks really cold. Watch this, 8 o'clock down to 0 in Rangeley, 2 in Berlin, and then below 0 by the early morning hours on Sunday. 4, 5, 6 degrees below 0 is possible in the mountains in western Maine. Along the coast, I bet will be a little bit colder than this, probably close to 10 degrees by Sunday morning. Sunday actually turns out to be a little bit warmer than Saturday, but otherwise the same. Sunny with some clouds coming in right around sunset. Our next system moves in on Monday night, and it looks to initially be a mixture of maybe some sleet, but eventually changing over to rain on Tuesday. It is another warm sector. It's kind of a mini version of what we just went through, where we get into the warm sector. There's a little bit of wind with this, but nothing too extreme, nothing that should cause any power outages, and some rain that comes through Tuesday, especially the first half of the day. That moves out, and then you'll watch the models kind of struggle with what to do late in the week. We have 2 storms that just whiz by us. Another one tries to develop on Friday, but I've seen the models go back and forth on this. Earlier today, they had a big rainstorm out here. Now it's a coastal low down here, so I think they're just really struggling with the mid-range. We'll keep an eye on that as we get a little bit closer, but it looks like something's kicking around for late in the week. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you a whole lot more than that. I've gotten a lot of emails about this, Chris, so I wanted to put it up. They were just asking, like, do they stop looking into the drought? And the answer is no, they don't really, although we do get to a point where the ground is frozen enough that it kind of sits until spring, depending on the situation. But this is the latest drought monitor. It does not include the rain we just got, which was not exclusively in frozen ground places. But for example, you're going to get quite a bit of rain in the mountains, and that will help with rivers and streams. And we'll see how it's reflected on the drought monitor next week. I did hear from ski areas that was one positive that came out of this storm, is their reservoirs for snowmaking were really, really low, and they got refilled by this. So they did lose some snow, but now they're more able to make artificial snow going forward.
And I would imagine with how warm it got and the rain, you're almost getting a double dose that's going into the ground, right?
Some of that snow is that snow back in addition to the rain. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Keith.